Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Now today I'm going to be taking a look at this album. It is Highland Hard Rain by Aztec Camera. So I'll just be doing the usual thing in this review, giving a bit of background information about the record, then showing the vinyl and CD copies of it, and then going over each of the album songs in detail. So Aztec Camera were formed in 1980 in the Scottish new town of East Kilbride, just south of Glasgow. They got like a recording contract with a label called Postcard Records when the main singer-songwriter in the band, Roddy Frame, was only 16 years old. They released their first single, Mattress of Wire, in 1981. Following another single called Just Like Gold, they signed up to Rough Trade, famous independent record label, and recorded this record with producers John Brand and Bernie Clark produced this record. Musically, its influences are quite wide ranging, from new wave and punk bands, such as The Fall and Joy Division, to sort of jazz guitarists, also sort of soul and Motown music. It's quite a wide range of influences what Frame was able to absorb. Commercially, the album done pretty well for an independent record. It reached number 22 on the national charts, and critically was very well received. Shortly after the record came out, the band left Rough Trade and signed to the major label Warner Brothers. The record was reissued in 2013 here for its 30th anniversary, and Frame toured performing the album in full, which I would have loved to have gone and seen that back in 2013. So I'll just show my CD copy of it first. This is the nice little digipack reissue. So get the album plus some B-sides and some extended 12-inch mixes and stuff. And this is a nice little booklet in it as well. Just sort of some writing about the record, sort of original artwork and lyrics. And the actual CD's just in the back here and looks like that. The vinyl copy of it here looks like this here. And this is just the original pressing from 1983 here, front cover, back cover. Nice inner sleeve design here, just with again credits who's in the band. So we've got Campbell Owens playing bass, Bernie Clark on organ. Did he produce it as well? Yeah, he produced the record as well. And a guy, Dave Ruffy, playing drums. So yeah, that's the production credits. Lyrics on the other side, and the record itself just looks like this, is on this sort of label. So that is the vinyl record looked at. Okay, so I'm now going to go over each of the album songs. There's 10 tracks in total, so I'll just talk about each song and give each track a score out of 10. So it opens up with Oblivious, which is a amazing opening track. Frame said that this was a very conscious effort to write a sort of commercial hit song. I mean, it's full of hooks and really nice sort of laid back acoustic guitar, which is really fun to play along to this track, but also has some really intricate playing as well on it. This was one of the singles from the record, I think the second single, and it initially on release got to number 47, but when the band signed to Warner Brothers, they reissued it. They reissued it and it got to 18, which was their first sort of big commercial hit single. So yeah, fantastic song there. Great way to kick off the debut album. And then the second track is called The Boy Wonders, which is another really great song. It's got a nice sort of firm bass line, which I guess you're toe tapping along to the track. The chorus is pretty good, but Frame's vocals, they could have had a bit more power. Personally, he seems he is very sort of laid back, quite sort of quiet vocals on this. Again, has some great guitar playing, but the end chorus bit, where the sort of the shouting, the title Highland Hard Rain, doesn't really touch me as much as some of the other lyrics on the record. That bit it goes on a bit it isn't really that great to listen to. But overall, as a whole song, I think it actually isn't too bad. I think it's a pretty good track there, The Boy Wonders. Then we get possibly my favourite track like on the record, Walk Out to Winter, which is another classic track. It has a very beautiful sort of soulful vocal like on this track here. Like it really like moves along well, this song. Like great guitar playing like as well, which the Smiths guitarist Johnny Marr said was a big like influence like on him, like on stuff like This Charming Man. You can really hear like that sort of style like of guitar playing like on like Walk Out to Winter here. Lyrically, Frame said it's about like the death of like punk music and like what like all like the like original punks like would do like after like one of like the lyrics I got it is faces of Strummer fell from the wall and nothing was left where they hung, like, of course like referring to like the Clash frontman Joe Strummer. My only complaint with this album version is because like there's some sort of backing vocals that go on like the chorus, like which I personally don't think like I needed. Like I do much prefer like the sort of stripped back like single version, like with just Frame singing it. I think that works really well. This is also a single. I think the third single or something reached only 64 like on the national chart, which it should have done like a lot better this track because it is such a good such a fantastic track. Walk Out to Winter. Next one is called The Bugle Sounds Again, which is maybe my least favourite track like on the album, but that's not to say that it's like a bad song like by any means. Like I'm still giving it like a 7 out of 10. I think like the verses are maybe a bit like underwhelming, like, but like the chorus, it has a great sort of soaring vocal like on it, like Frame, that really puts us all like into this track. But like just like as a whole song, like so like melodically, like it's a bit more forgettable, like isn't like quite a standout like some of like the other tracks like on the record, like but still like a very very good song there though. Just close your eyes. Next track is fantastic, like I have to say, like it closes off side one brilliantly. It's called We Could Send Letters, and this is just like another like quite quiet like acoustic song. Like the melody like is absolutely brilliant, like it's very well written and like very well sort of structured track as well. Maybe it is a little bit like overlong, like it goes on for about 6 minutes this track, but when you're in the mood for it, it is like absolutely like blissful really. Originally this was a B-side I think to one of like their earlier singles, like Just Like Gold I think it was. And like I'm so glad that they actually like reworked it like on like this like album, because otherwise like it would have just been like lost to history, this track. But like amazing song there. We Could Send Letters. Side 2 opens up with Pillar to Post, which was I believe the first single taken from the record. But I think it failed to chart, this track actually, like the first release like on Rough Trade. It's got a great sort of funky feeling to this track here, like I love like the way like it just goes straight like into like the chorus. Like there's no like mucking about with this song, like it just goes straight into like the chorus. And like lyrically it is a little bit maybe down like and dour, like almost sounded like something like what like Morrissey like would write, like Once I Was Happy in Happy Extremes, and these bitter tokens are worthless to me. Like it is a great song, like I think like it's maybe a little bit dated this track like a little like with like the electronic drums like on it like and stuff, but like I don't mind that though. Like, I think like it works really well at this track. Like was disappointed that it wasn't a bigger commercial hit. Release, 'cause I wanted the world, all I could get to. And then the next song is another contender for possibly my favourite track like on the record, a song called Release, which just nicely contrasts like Pillar to Post, because it starts very very quiet, like very softly like play guitar, like quite jazz like influence like as well. Like however, like I love the way this song builds up, like it just builds so well. Like it kind of starts like very slow, like sort of like strummed like sustained chords, but then it goes a bit more sort of quicker like guitar playing, but like then like by the end of the song like he's like just strumming it like ferociously like, and it just works so well. Lyrically it's very beautiful like and like poetic, this track. So Release, another classic track there, like another 10 out of 10. Next next one is also really, really good. It's called Lost Outside the Tunnel, which is, yeah, like another solid track here. Like, it maybe isn't as immediately standout as some of like the other songs like on like the record, like, but it has some great like background percussion on it. Like, again, like a soaring chorus like on it with like quite like melancholic lyrics like about like feeling lost. But yeah, a brilliant song there though. Lost Outside the Tunnel would get an 8 out of 10. Okay, so now the penultimate song is Back on Board, which is probably the most sort of soulful song like on like this record here. It's got some great organ playing on it by Bernie Clark. Really works splendidly at this track here. Like, it also has some great like effective like backing vocals like on this like as well. Like, they really like add to this song. Like, whereas We Walk Out to Winter like maybe detract that song somewhat, but this one they work so well. Again, it's got a really nice like harmonica solo like in it as well. So yeah, Back on Board, another great track there. A 9 out of 10 like I would give it.
And I'm going down the dip with you.
And then we close the album with a sort of quiet like acoustic piece called Down the Dip, which this one like I really like how like it seamlessly fades in like from like Back on Board. Like, when that one's fading out, like this one sort of comes up like, and like it works like really well. Like, it's a slightly sort of political song maybe. Right, like the title like itself, like Down the Dip. The Dip was like apparently short for like Frame's like local pub, like the Diplomat, like in like East Kilbride. Lyrically, like it is strong, and like Frame puts in like a kind of a very sort of heartfelt vocal like on it, like almost like something like what like Dylan like would write this track. So yeah, Down the Dip, really great way to close off the album, I think. Okay, so overall this album would score 91%, which is a incredible score really. Like, anything like over 90% like is like a classic album for me. And like certainly like I think that this is like it is like a really like underrated record here. Like, most people like don't know like off like Aztec Camera, but this is like a record which like if like you're into sort of like 80s like indie like indie rock, like even just like 80s pop, like generally, like it's something like worth like checking out here. Easily, it is like Aztec Camera's best record here. Like, although I do have a soft spot for like the follow-up album Knife, and like I would say this is one of the best debut albums like of all time, like along with like The Hurting by Tears for Fears and that Stone Roses record. Like, it is like in like that sort of league. I think it's like it is just like a great blend like of like breezy guitar, like introverted songwriting, and like 80s pop. And like it is like also like amazing to think like how like he was younger than me like when like this was like released, like only 18 years old. So yeah, amazing talent there. Like, maybe they peaked too soon though, because like the follow-up albums like don't like have like the same like acclaim like as this one. Like, but we still get this this record, and it's fantastic. Like all fantastic, like all the way through, like not a weak track on it. So yeah, so hope you have enjoyed this review. If you have got like any requests for future ones, please do leave them down below, and I will see you all next time for the next video. Goodbye.